So I've made my little template here to cut out for the gnome hats out of just a piece of cardboard. And so what you're going to want to do is try to make sure that the pattern is kind of right in the middle of where your template is. And then you're just going to cut it. I used a rotary cutter. You can use scissors or whatever you want. And then when you're done with that, like so I've cut out a couple different ones, so as throughout this video you'll see me with different ones. I want one for each house. Oh. Focus, thank you. And then at the end I have a great big Hogwarts one that I'm going to attempt to make into a gnome as well. So I'll start doing these and take you along with me as I make gnomes. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken just a piece of ribbon and I just made a little tiny bow. I'm going to try to, I have red, so I'm going to put, hold on, my red fabric, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the end out, because I fold mine in half. So I'm going to fold this in half and then I'm going to sew it, and then it will make it easy for me to pull right side out. I'm going to try to do this. I don't know how to put my camera, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to do this and see what I can do to see if I can record me sewing it. Sorry about the noise ahead of time. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm going to try, but I apologize, my basement is a disaster. So again, I have my fabric here. I'm going to put the thread in the middle and fold it in half. So I have my little burrito hat here. And then we're just going to sew here. Okay. Ooh, that was very fast. That was fast off the hop. Okay, so now we're just that up. So now, yeah, I'm just trimming all my threads here. Sorry, that's very loud. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fold it in a little bit, and now I can grab this and I can pull it up. So now you can see the front, which is Gryffindor on this one. So that's how I'm going to do the rest of them. I've already done a Hufflepuff. Now I have Gryffindor, and again, these are so we can hang them at the end. So again, we're just going to sew, oops, this is tucked in, your little, hold on. Okay, so you're just going to make sure your little ribbon is tucked in. I'm just really hoping it's going straight. Sometimes with the camera. I'm going to go back a few, and forward a few, and then lift her up. And then we'll just take that out. Hold on. Okay, so now you just start, ooh, this is not in focus. You just start turning it inside out or right side out. And then once you can get to your, once you can get to your little ribbon that's in there, you just pull and out comes your gnome hat. And then that one obviously is Ravenclaw. Okay, so next thing I have is I just have a regular pom-pom. Now that I have all my hats done, I did trim them a little bit so they weren't a little bit raggedy at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue and I'm just going to make a little spot right where the seam joins, so I can kind of push that to the side. Now if a little bit of glue does come out, that is absolutely fine. So the next thing is we're going to just go all the way around the edge here. I'm going to go all the way around. I don't like this glue stick. I got a new glue stick and I'm not, or a glue gun, and I'm not enjoying it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go all the way around, and once I get to the end here, that's when I'm going to put it onto my pom-pom. So then you're going to have something that looks a little bit like that. Now again, if some hot glue does come out, that's fine. We're going to fix that in the next step. Okay. So now that I have all their hats on, I have their bodies on, these are just little wooden buttons. So that's what I'm going to use next as their nose. So I am just putting a little bit of glue around the bottom of the nose, and I've figured out roughly where the middle is, and I'm just going to shove it on there into the pom-pom. So that is now their nose. And we're going to do all four. Whoop, jeepers. Now technically you can paint these, but I think they look really good wooden, so that's the way I leave mine. And again, if a little bit of glue goes around, that is absolutely fine. So we have that. And just add their beard, but I don't really want to. So what I'll do is I will trim them up with a little bit of yarn. Okay, so now I have my little cutout beards. All it is just a piece of like faux fur that I got from the dollar store. And I cut it in a little V, and then I just made a little mark for his nose. So now what I'm going to do is turn my hot glue gun back on. And I'm just going to put some glue along here, down, over, and across. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to put my glue right around where the nose is going to be. And then you're just going to kind of put it up. And I just pull the ends to try to match up to where the hat is going to be. And then we just hold it for a second. And this fur unfortunately sheds like crazy, so good luck. Pull that up and try to get as close to that nose as we can. I know it's not always going to be ideal, in which case I can actually put a little dollop there and see if we can just fluff it up a little bit. Okay, so now that we have all of that done, we have our little gnomes, but I want to make them a little bit better. So I have this really fluffy little yarn, and what we're going to do is take that, we're going to start from here and go around the hat again, and I try to stay as close to that border part as I can. And then what you're going to do is you are just going to align your fluffy, oh my gosh, your fluffy little, now it's all stuck to me, divider. Oh my gosh, I've hot glued myself to everything. This is why I don't usually use a lot of hot glue. And once it ends up in the middle, we're just going to take, I've hot glued myself to that too, take our scissors and snip it off. And then we can just kind of make it assigned where it belongs. That was a very bad example, and let's take all the hot glue off my hand. And we're going to do the next one, just because I'm a sucker for punishment. And we're going to start over here and go around, and maybe what I'll do is I'll just stop halfway through. So again, I have a nice green fluffy yarn here, and I'm going to put it down and then kind of try to attach it where it goes. Oh yeah, that's much better. Flip it over. Let's add some more on this side. Oh, running out of glue. Okay, and then I'll just come to where it joins and put a little bit more there. And again, we're going to just line that up. So now that it's done, we can just kind of try to fluff it a little bit so we can have a nice little Slytherin gnome. And I really hope this is focusing on them. I'm just going to do a touch up on this one a little bit, because I did one heck of a job with that. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now with the Hufflepuff one, I don't actually have a yellow yarn. It's never been something I've actually needed. I hope this is recording. Yes, it is. So I actually have this little brown, which I think will look really nice with it as well. So I'm going to do the same thing as I'm just going to go around the front there, stop because I have learned my lesson for once, and we're going to just kind of fluff it in where it needs to go. Once I've met up to my end of my glue, around the back I go to meet here, which makes a lot more sense and involves a lot less glue on my fingers. And then snip. And again, we're just going to fluff it in as we go before the glue dries. And now we have our little Hufflepuff. And I actually take my daughter's little Barbie brush and just brush the fluff, because it does get very fluffy. Now for red, I don't have the same sort of yarn, but I do have a different red yarn. So again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Cats who are angry that I'm not letting them sit on their normal chair, which is where I am right now. But yeah. So then I have my little Gryffindor one. I'm hoping, yeah, you can see that. Perfect. Now for my last one, for the all houses, for the Hogwarts one, I'm just going to use this white thread. I have it. This one in specific I actually have, and it's just Pipsqueak for babies. And it's fluffy and it works. I actually do most of my gnomes with that one.